Captain on the bridge.
Captain's back on the bridge tonight, and tonight we are going to finish off the TMP fields with the Miranda. So Monday we took out the Stargazer. Yesterday we took out the Connie refit, which is actually right there. And tonight we are going to take out the Miranda, aka the red shirt of the fleet. So I thought I'd finish off this 3 with, like I said, the TMP trifecta. The Miranda is actually one of my favorite ship designs, and it's a very classic one. And we all know that this ship has been in service for a long time, and recently they've actually released 2 versions of this, the legendary version and this one that we'll be using tonight. So what we'll do is go over the build, the weapons, space set, consoles, traits, station DOFs, and then take into the ARGALA and see what it does. I took still inspiration from Memory Alpha and sort of use an upgraded refit in mind since it's still in service to this day, but we'll go over that. So we are using the CLARKE Multi-Mission Command Cruiser, which is a very, very good torpedo platform and is actually the highest parsing ship currently in the IAC DPS charts. But we're not here to do DPS, we're here to make it look good, or what I deem looks good, and this is how we're going to do so. So for the 4 weapons, we have the famous gravimetric Photon Torpedo Launcher. Now I have to be careful again that I don't kill myself with this, but again, this is one of my favorite torpedoes because it just looks pretty when we fire it, and it's from your Dyson rep. We are going to be using the Terran Task Force Photon Torpedo Launcher. This is from the Terran rep. I don't normally use this Photon Torpedo because it looks very different. It has like a red bluish kind of look to it, but you know, we're going to try to push the performance while try to keeping in line with what it says in Memory Alpha, and it actually does say for under armaments, phasers, and photon torpedoes. But we are going to refit the ship, and we'll see that in the weapons here. We're still going to be using the prolonged engaging photon torpedo, which currently you can get this from the Phoenix prize pack. It's a very rare token that you can use to get this. I like it because I just like it. Photon torpedo. Now I'm going to use the Agony Phaser Dual Beam Banks, and it's been rerolled to crit DM damage 4. I just bought this off the exchange. On this ship, the hard points actually come off of the roll bar here, so I thought it'd be good to use that, and that's the upgrade because when it was in the TMP era, it was using the pulse phasers, which we've used already in the past 2 videos, so I thought I'd upgrade it to the Agony phasers. Base set, here we go, nothing too different. Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector from your colony fleet. Your Innovated Impulse Engines from your competition rep. Your Mycela Harmonic Matter Antimatter Core and Philly's Review Pending Modified Shield from your Discovery rep. Here is the upgrade. We're going to use 3 mines in the back, but still put a photon torpedo because it does have photon torpedo launchers. There on the roll bar, 2 there, and 2 there. But we're going to refit it with mines because it's still in service. Nothing too different from what we've been using with the mine combo. So it's going to be the Elite Fleet Journeur Tricobolt Mine Launcher. Again, I have to be careful with this, but I'll be moving as much as I can anyways. This is from your, again, your colony fleet. Thoron Infused Quantum Mine from your Delta Dilithium Rep Store, and your Tetron Mine Launcher, which is a reward from one of the featured episodes. And then I just put on a Photon torpedo launcher here, again, for the aft launcher. Devices, we got our Torp Candy because we love our Torp Candy and we love the plus 30% bonus projectile damage for 20 seconds. Kobayashi Maru because why not? It gives us a bunch of goodies and it actually still is a TMP looking ship. Temporal Negotiator for our cooldowns, and then Subspace Field Modulator. Consoles, we are going to be using the Emulating Phaser Lance, which comes from your Deimos Pilot Destroyer. It's an R&D ship. Now, we're going to treat this visually as a beam overload. That's how I justify using this bad boy. And it's going to help us cool down our universal consoles. Bioneural Infusion Circuits. This comes from your Lobi store. Ordnance Accelerator from your Gamma Reputation. The Ferrofluid Hydraulic Assembly. This comes from your Terran Rep. Actually, there's a set 2 bonus actually here. It's going to give us plus 13.3 projectile weapon damage. And that's because we are using that and the Terran Torp. DPRM for all its goodness, the Dynamic Power Redistributor Module, which comes from your Atlas. For the damage resistance rating, it's going to give us some directed energy damage. And of course, when you activate it, it's a oh crap button. We love that. The Point Defense Bombardment Warhead comes from your NX, which is a low-buy ship, and it is also included in the 10th Anniversary Legendary Bundle. But the goodies it gives us is, of course, the plus 25% projectile damage and 1% crit chance. The bonus it gives is more directed energy damage, which will help our dual beambank phasers. Here's more upgrades on this. We are going to use Opening Salvo because why not? It's a ship still in service, so they refitted it with Quantums is my justification. And this is one of my favorite consoles. This comes from the T6 Titan. It takes shields down, and when shields are down, it's directed damage to hull. We're also going to pair and use it with the Tricobalt Terror Launcher because of its plus 19% mine and torpedo damage goodness. And shield pen, and it looks pretty, and it looks like also quantum torpedoes firing from your ship. We're going to use the Lorcator, aka Lorca's Custom Fire Control, for the 3.9 crit chance, and of course the shield penetration as well. And then I threw in a torpedo vulnerability locator for the 2% crit chance and 34.5 torpedo weapon damage. Stat-wise, this gives us 37.3 crit chance and 176.3 crit severity. For our traits here, A Good Day to Die, Hot Pursuit, Kinetic Precision, Self-Modulating Fire, Resonating Payload Modification, Superior Projectile Training, Unconventional Systems, Terran Targeting Systems, Intelligence Agent Attaché, the Boimler Effect, our Starship Traits here, Entwined Tetramal Matrices, Ceaseless Momentum, Subspatial Warheads, Universal Designs, and going back to my Assault Formation Theta, because that's going to give us back-to-back, or give us a torp spread, I should say, a high yield. Actually, I have to change something in the station, but we'll do that when we get there. Space Rep, this is the Advanced Targeting Systems, Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence, Precision, Omega Kinetic Shearing, and Tyler's Duality. Then for active space reputation stuff, Anti-Time Entanglement Singularity, Biomolecular Shield Generator, Deploy Sensor Interference Platform, Quantum Singularity Manipulation, and Refracting Tetragon Cascade. One thing I forgot to change here in this was, actually, you know what? No, we're not going to use Assault Formation Theta. We're going to change this up on the fly. We are going to use Overpowered and Overgun, because that's just going to give us more crit chance and the goodness there. 8 stations left to right, top to bottom. We can make changes. This is the fun thing about building ships, because you can just make the changes if you want to. So, fire at will, scatter volley. This will give us our back-to-back torp spreads. Dispersal pattern beta 2 to give more oomph to our mines. Hemosites and high yield 2. I like the look of high yield 2 because it actually shoots out 3 torpedoes as opposed to 4 with high yield 3. But under a torpedo like the gravimetric torpedo or enhanced biomolecular photon, it's just one big glob of photon. Emergency powered engines, emit unstable warp bubble, concentrate firepower. We're going to be calling in some Defiance to help us out here with call emergency artillery 3. Structural integrity collapse. Tractor beam because we'd like to hold our foes in place. Scramble sensors and photonic shockwave. So right now this build has 4 unconventional systems procs. So we'll go over our DOFs, our doofs. The 2 on ground, Neil Falconer helping us increase our damage versus the Borg. Elder Melikatan gives us increased damage versus all. For our actual space doofs, emergency con officer to recharge our evasive maneuvers when we hit emergency powered engines. 3 projectile weapons officers, 2 of them give us crit severity when we fire projectiles. 1 of them gives us a chance to reduce the time to recharge our mines. Delreen for the, again, increased damage versus the Borg, because we do like seeing the Borg. And 30 of 47 reduces other bridge officer ability cooldowns after using one. So because I made that quick change, we're going to make sure we save this before we head out. Blow it out, save to, and you can see I named it the Miranda Kowski, because with this ship, you can use not only the Miranda parts and all the parts that came with that, but also the Clarke can use all the parts of the Malachowski. A lot of space Barbie potential here. Saved. There it is. We're going to take it to Elite ARGALA, see how it does. But before we do that, we're going to give our captains a shout out here that is in formation with us. We have, of course, Anthony Taylor, aka Dwayne. We have Leroy, if I'm not mistaken. That is the McStud and or McStew. Shout out to McStew, who is also a huge YouTube content creator for Star Trek Online. He's also in his Miranda Kowski. Also, he got his personal DPS record with the ship. Kuya Kama in the USS Tagalakbay. And William Knight, aka Ice Knight, in the beautiful Refit Connie. So there it is. We're going to head into Elite ARGALA, see how this does. And we're going to wreck some pixels. We are going to wreck some pixels. So here we go.
Ensign, take us out of here. Maximum warp.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Ooh, we're starting the fields. We are starting the fields. Okay, here we go. Let's stop the tray from shaking. I love it when it does that.
Tactical alert. Vessel approaching. Bearing 184, Mark 7.
All hands.
We're pretending Picard's here, okay?
Battle stations.
Weapons hot, deflectors to full.
There goes everything. Oh, geez. It couldn't even handle it. That was a lot. Ooh, this looks good. With the dual beam banks firing. Just so much yes. That's a lot of mines and torps and... That was a lot of booms. And let's back away from that heavy gravimetric device. Alright, here we go.
Looks like our fight got them to notice us.
Gonna save our buffs here.
Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
Take out this group.
Keep concentrating fire on individual ships.
Gotta be careful. My gravimetric torpedo.
We will not go quietly.
Oh yeah. Yes, you will. No one can hear you scream in space. I do like the dual beam bam look on this. Whew. Bye.
You will stand down and surrender to the vented guard.
That's cute.
Sensors are picking up small habitations in some of the asteroids. Possibly.
I'm being very cognizant of my gravimetric torpedo. Whew. Look at that. 2 of those. 3 of those. Can you get a 4th one? Yep. 4 high-yield gravimetric torpedoes. That was a thing of beauty.
We do what we want, where we want.
That was a thing of beauty. We're gonna save a lot of our busts for the last group. I'm pretty sure we can take them out with what we got going on. When I see that relocate mines and see the mine just slowly going towards the target, it just makes me laugh.
Spectrum of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
Here, let's give him an aft torpedo, shall we? Woohoo! Gave him one. Just like in the Rathacon. Woo! Bye. Last group. Alright, sir. Here we go. Pair. Look at that. 3. 4. And that's one of the reasons why I also die with the gravimetric torpedoes, because if it kills a target that I'm targeting, and I kill it, and then it goes, it'll automatically go to the next target, and sometimes I'm flying in that direction, so... And no, I'm not trying to make excuses.
Thank you for your assistance, and welcome.
And there you go. Wow, that did really well. That did really well. Okay, hold on, sir. Let's go over here to take our shelfie. And Captain's shelfies here on the bridge are ship selfies. And we'll pose right here. We'll park over here. Helm, full stop. Bam. There you go, Caps. That was the build. That's how she did. This whole week has been fun. From the Stargazer to the Connie refit, now to the ship. So highly recommends, Captains, you get the ship if you have the chance. It's a great torpedo platform, performs really well. Again, with the builds that I do here, it's not to recommend it to anyone else, but just to show this is how I build my ships to have fun. So I invite Captains to come over to the Twitch bridge here so that you can join us in our pew pew shenanigans. All we want to do here is just have fun and look good while we're doing it. So there it was. That's how it performs. We'll leave it on this angle because that is a good looking angle. Again, Captains, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing to our YouTube channel so that you can see the type of builds that we do here on Twitch. And then at least we know we can share our casual filthiness with everyone else out there on YouTube land. We'll leave it on this note.
Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.